Terrans and non-Terrans.
Alright.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kaspersky King of the Hill $1,000 tournament. And spawning here in the lower left corner of the map to start the day off, game one, it is the Red Terran, Mouz's HeRoMaRinE.
And his opponent in the top right, spawning in blue, it's gonna be from Team Alternate Attacks, it's gonna be Socke.
And one sec, I just gotta turn off health bars always on. I can't cast with it. It's too cluttered. Pisses me off. Turn it on when it needs to be on. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of good players set up for today. This is a best of 5 for anyone just tuning in or watching this VOD. There's going to be a lot of content here today, and I gotta say, like, HeRoMaRinE, forget the fact that he's got that Terran advantage that everyone seems to have the problem with right now. This guy is young, and he's solid, and he's really good at playing Terran.
He's 15 years old or something, right?
I know, it makes me so sad.
16?
It's like 10 years older than these guys, and I can't even get, like, half as good as they are type thing.
It's insane. It's really insane.
Well, if we're gonna talk about insane, let's talk about Socke's hair. Have you seen pictures of this guy? It is crazy. He looks like he should be like a rock star or death metal singer or something, not a StarCraft 2 player.
It's a bit the same with Goodyear. Perhaps it's something German?
I think it's definitely a European thing. A lot of people in North America, at least I can say that I've seen, don't tend to have longer hair, but... Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, so the last time I saw Socke play was for the Poker Strategy League prior to prior to Heart of the Swarm coming out. It was towards the end of Wings of Liberty. I think he ended up being like top, I want to say 4 or 5 off the top of my head. I'd have to actually look those statistics up. But either way, I've seen this guy take on people like Lucifron before, other giant big Terrans in the past. HeRoMaRinE, not part of that event, so I don't know how much practice or familiarity he has with him, but we'll get to find out today.
Yeah, but I do feel about Socke that people just don't give him enough credit sometimes because he's been around for so long and he's very consistent. I mean, everybody has their good and bad days, but yeah.
Well, I think a big part of it too is like a lot of the most well-known StarCraft players are the ones who also stream very frequently. You know, if you're a player who plays really good, that's one thing. Like there's players like Nurchio who, you know, they almost never stream, but they're really good regardless of people know who they are. Socke, I feel, is kind of in that in-between. Where, like, he's good enough that if he streamed, I feel he would be fairly popular, but because he doesn't stream and he doesn't take home big tournament wins, I think that's a large part of why he gets overlooked. And oh, Engineering Bay block.
Oh,
Talk about rude.
That's so annoying as a Protoss player to get an Engineering Bay in your natural. Not only does it delay the timing of your Nexus, but actually it's quite okay with Socke going Zealot first.
Yeah, I mean, right now he doesn't even have the resources to go for the Nexus, so it's not delaying it by that much, but it is, in fact, an annoyance. And luckily, you know, having that Zealot out early, Mothership Core coming as well, I think he's going to be able to put on a little bit of aggression here, as there's only going to be a couple Marines on the field, a lot of time being spent on getting that reactor up.
And is there a Stalker following this up? No, just a Zealot, so it's just going to be a quick poke. Is he taking a natural, yes or no? But that's actually smart from HeRoMaRinE to put the natural actually in base. For now.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're going to waste, quote-unquote, waste the minerals to go for an Engineering Bay block. You don't want to be caught off guard on the low ground with no bunker, no supply depots, and no defense. But these two Marines, they got nothing to worry about for the time being. The Mothership Core will be kind of actually a bit of a pain to deal with, but by producing 2 Marines out of time out of that reactor, he'll have no trouble warding this off.
I'm a bit surprised what Socke is doing with the Zealot. I was actually expecting him to just quickly poke up the ramp with the Zealot and he would have actually seen that command center building, I think.
Well, Mothership actually getting a time warp down will allow the Zealot to connect to quite a few of these Marines. But with 6 Marines, well, now 4 Marines on the field, he should be able to drive Socke back.
Yeah, that was okay.
Well, 1 Zealot, 2 Marines. Same difference, really.
Did he actually see anything with the high ground vision? Yeah, he saw the reactor and he saw the command center building, so Socke knows what's up. So
I like that HeRoMaRinE actually. I like that
he
built his factory so deep into the base because of instances like that where you get that, you know, a little bit of pokey scout. And not revealing, like, right now he saw the command center, he saw the barracks, he might think HeRoMaRiNE's just playing super economically, which technically he is, but without that second gas, with the starport on the way, Socke's got to be careful, because look at the Marines pushing across the field. With this Widow Mine, there's only a couple a couple sentries and a Stalker to defend this.
Yeah, and the Mothership Core did waste the time warp. Well, waste is perhaps a big word, but it did use it, so it doesn't have enough energy right now to use the Photon Overcharge.
That is a good point. A Photon Overcharge would absolutely push us off, no problem, but Oh, the Observer even leaving the base, he's going forward to scout, and without the Observer back at home, he's got no detection for this Widow
He's gonna
Mine.
need it.
If he gets
Is
this
this...
Widow Mine into the mineral lines, he will! Coming through the bottom and Marines on the top. Gonna pick off a sentry or two here as well. Guardian Shield does go down, a really nice trace.
We have
Trying
to
to
be
run
careful
back.
though.
Oh, I love this, the probe baiting out that Widow Mine. Beautifully done there by Socke. And oh,
He's
just
gonna get away with minimal losses. I think it was a good trade for Socke, but he needs to bring that Observer he sent to the top to the natural, because he can't really mine from the natural right now.
oh, that probe transfer. Yeah, and he knows it's here. Where is?
Yeah, see, you can see it.
Yeah, let's show that for people. You can always see that little circle on the ground,
Yeah,
like where the Widow Mine
it's very,
burns.
very handy. You can see how many Widow Mines are there, and
Oh, coming into the main as well. I mean, he's got this one Widow Mine to worry about. He's gonna have another here shortly.
yeah, and the drop in the main as well.
Oh, Photon Overcharge does go down though. This will have no problem holding this off.
Yeah, but still no Observer. I'm so surprised by this. Why isn't he bringing the Observer?
He's
he
cranking
moved
out
it
one at
already.
home. I guess that kind of makes sense though, because you know, scouting
Yeah.
is everything. You have to know what your opponent's doing. There we go. Widow Mines are now going to be cleaned up. But I mean, the Observer got to see most of the base. He saw the starport. He saw all of the extra barracks coming down. I mean, I can kind of understand the cost of trading, and he hasn't lost too many here in the natural either. The Widow Mine now being taken care of. Only 4 kills total through all of that.
That's okay.
Oh, absolutely, that's okay. That's probably the best way to lose stuff to Widow Mines.
Yeah. How much was it again? The Widow Mine needs to be cost efficient. Like if it gets killed, if it gets like 3 kills per Widow Mine,
Yeah, because it's
you
only
think it's
like
cost efficient.
yeah, it's only like 75 minerals and like 25 gas. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, does HeRoMaRinE know? Yeah, he saw the Robo being constructed when he went for that drop, so he's got to know Colossus are going to be out for about now. But yeah, we don't have any Vikings on the way. We got continued bioproduction, and bio's not too bad when there's not a lot of Colossi on the field and not like Thermal Lance, but with what Socke has, plus a good Colossus or 2, this could get hairy for HeRoMaRinE.
Yeah, definitely. And Socke is already preparing for drops with putting a cannon at the natural, but not in the main just yet. Not even stalkers over there. But he has very nice map control with his observers nicely spread out. He has like 4
Can't
observers,
HeRoMaRinE.
5 observers.
Yeah, can he snipe this Observer? Some players, man, I tell you, it doesn't even matter that these are cloaked. They just see him everywhere.
Yeah, the little blur you see on your screen, it does help.
Oh, I like the Socke actually with some forward pylons. If he can thwart this aggression, then he can also warp in some zealots and put on his own aggression. I mean,
Yeah,
there is
directly counterattack afterwards. But
Yeah.
a quick poke with a medivac and
is there enough energy for an overcharge? There will be by the time this hit comes.
yes, for sure.
And we do have that Viking production now underway, so Starport putting out what is necessary. And I like HeRoMaRiNE's choice to back off for the time being. When you see that there's a Colossus on the field, the last thing you want to do is run in with a bunch of Marines.
But don't you think he's like looking for like observers, like looking at his screen carefully right now, like see if he can snipe the observer and then perhaps do a drop?
I don't know. You gotta wonder, because right now, Socke has an abnormally large amount of observers on the field. 5. Like, when do you see Protoss players like 5 observers, right? But we got
Just
Storm.
an extra precaution, because this map has no Zonaga towers.
Yeah, we got Storm, we got Charge on the way here as well for Socke. I mean, the longer HeRoMaRiNE waits, the harder it's going to be to break. And I'm not saying like, okay, I should YOLO in right now, which seems to be the case. Going in for a big hit, gonna take out, these
very
force
nice
fields. He's got to pick up with those medevacs. He recognizes this does get about half of his forces out of there, but man, that hurts.
That hurts a lot, and
But the overcharge is...
HeRoMaRiNE, because he's making a lot of Vikings, but Socke didn't make range over the Colossus. It's just the Creators type build where you don't get range, and Photon Overcharge goes down.
It's already been burning since that first little initial hit, so will wear off soon. But the big part of this is,
oh right,
this could result in a drop if HeRoMaRiNE wanted to go for one. But you're right. I mean, he's kind of been baited into Viking production with the Colossus on the field. Instead, we have Storm and High Templar being the main focus here. And oh, that Observer sees everything. There's going to be no sneaking around for HeRoMaRiNE. Socke seeing the load up, gets these feedbacks. Oh, that is so painful for a Terran player to have to deal with. Dropping everything here in the main. Zealots chasing everything down with that charge, and yes, will force out
It's
HeRoMaRiNE.
very grim for HeRoMaRiNE.
I don't know if I'd say grim, but it's not looking good. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Socke has a nice army. Let's have a quick update on his upgrades. He has +2 armor finishing, so it's not fantastic, but it's only +1 weapons for the Terran player, so upgrade advantage is his as well, so the Vikings are landed.
Pushing in here is HeRoMaRinE. No overcharge, but there's the Archon as well. Lots of Zealots, and that
No
factory's
storm.
about to burn.
He could, yeah, but do you think like the energy of the Medivacs? You
I
only have,
think
like,
he's got to wait for a good sentry hold to do a storm. Because of
Yeah.
course Templars are just going to stim right out of it. But if he can lock him in with some force fields and just storm right on
but
top
does
of
he
it,
need storm? Look at his army.
I know there's
So
so
much
many
bigger.
charge lots. Vikings have been landed at this point, trying to take what damage they can as he runs and runs and runs away from our Protoss player, doing some great kiting here with these Zealots. But is it enough? Because the Archon's the Templar. How much energy? Oh my God, he's got a storm
They have
ready
enough.
to go.
They have enough for at least one storm.
Actually,
Well-
I love that he chose to feedback instead there. Because he did an equal amount of damage with the Zealots, and by getting the Medivacs without energy, now they're useless. They can't heal for so long.
Yeah, and they're very low HP as well, so if he gets a couple of extra stalkers in this army, it's quite easy to focus them down. But I think the biggest issue for HeRoMaRinE is he's been producing quite a lot of Vikings. He totally made like at least 10 Vikings.
I know, but here's
For one Colossus.
here's the metagame of the metagame. So he realizes, like, okay, I don't need to put out Vikings anymore because there are no Colossus. Instead, it's Storm Tech and Templar. Well, now we have Colossus and Thermal Lance coming out.
Yes.
So I'm not sure, like, if that was entirely intended by Socke or not, but either way, it's going to work out greatly in his favor.
Yeah, for sure. And the third base goes down quite late. It's a 16-minute mark already, but that's just what Neoplanet is. It's very hard for a Protoss to actually establish a very quick third without leaving
Well,
some vulnerabilities in your play, and HeRoMaRinE has been quite aggressive.
He's not only beating the Terran player to the third, but he's also got eyes. Pylon at the top northern location if you want to go for the third there, and an observer on the southern location if you want to go for the more typical third. So right now, HeRoMaRinE, I mean, he's kind of in that situation where he has to cause damage. He has to make something work by not having this command center. And wow, pulling all the SCVs. Oh man, Dirk, this is... You know, like Lord of the Rings,
Well-
when they charge into battle, and you're just like, you're watching the horses flood over the highlands. That's what I feel like watching SCVs getting pulled is like.
Yeah, but this type of thing worked for Bomber in the GSL, if you remember.
Yeah, I mean, the SCVs are going to get annihilated by the Colossus and the Archons, but they'll do their job. They'll soak those few precious hits. And oh no, we got, oh, what is this, a split of a drop? I don't like this split the way
I
he's
don't
doing
like this
it.
either, man.
The SCVs on the low ground not being utilized at all. Vikings will take out the Colossus, but there's the storm, big storm on all the infantry, just eating it alive. Meanwhile, the southern base location, or sorry, the natural entrance is under
It's
attack,
actually
but
not looking too bad for HeRoMaRinE. Oh, but
But
that
it's not
storm
looking good
changes
either.
the outcome of it, though.
I feel like his entire second portion of the army was wasted as it sat to the left
Yeah.
of the base. I think that's going to be it. Yeah, GG.
Yeah, I think it would have been much nicer of him to, like, sort of fake a drop for a scan, see if Socke moves a part of his army in the base, and then just try to pressure the natural.
Oh,
And try
absolutely.
to get it. Because if he can snipe that natural, it's a totally different game, I feel. But, yeah, it's a risk you have to take, of course. But